So we're going to look at some of the receptors, and in particular, a proprioceptor called a muscle spindle. And the muscle spindles, you can think about them as like little mini muscles inside of your regular muscle fibers that sense how long the muscle is stretching and how fast it's stretching. Because as you can imagine, if you are running and or kicking a ball after you're running fast, your hamstring muscle goes over lengthens quite a bit and lengthens quite fast and can result in some injury. So these muscle spindles are trying to monitor to avoid injury. Obviously, it doesn't happen all the time, but this is what they're trying to do. So here you can see I get a pointer, the muscle fibers. So these are all these parallel tubes. These are called the extrafusal muscle fibers. They're just normal muscle fibers. Then you have this little, what we call the muscle spindle, and it has intrafusal muscle fibers, and they have all these motor neurons kind of attached. And then they have afferent axons, right? Because this is part of the sensory system. So they're tiny, capsule filled with fluid and specialized muscle fibers. They're in the middle of the muscle belly, as I said, parallel with the muscle fibers. So they're kind of stretching when the muscle fibers stretch. Um, and more spindles are located in muscles that control precise movements. The extrafusal fibers, as I said, are the regular muscle fibers. The intrafusal are these fibers inside the muscle spindles. They don't contract, but they are sensing length and velocity changes. So they're set up that they have these coils that sense some sort of change in length and velocity. So they are both sensitive to velocity and muscle length. So the different endings are sensitive to different things. And then they send a signal up to the central nervous system to result in a reflex that's going to try to protect your muscles. So the gamma motor neurons, they stimulate the intrafusal fibers to contract, which shortens that muscle spindle, which then sends the signal to start a reflex, which we'll talk about in the next video. So the main takeaway is muscle spindles are within your muscle fibers and they're sensing length changes and velocity changes.